See, it makes you shaky. I'm gonna get all... Whew. And now for the hand drill. This is a very arduous way to make a friction fire. I won't want to bet my life on it, but it's an amazing skill to have. So let's begin. Go ahead, show the notch. Move out a little bit. Move out. You have that? I'm showing it. My notch is pretty full. I've had good smoke, so I'm gonna check for an ember. Oh wow. Nice. Okay, keep this rolling. I'm doing this as a continuous shot, so you can see we haven't faked anything. Already a little out of breath. How red my hands are. See if I did go very many more shots, even with my calluses, can really tear up the hands. So I'm gonna be careful with this small bit of ash here. I want to make sure it doesn't come out with the notch. Get this all in one piece. So I have my bundle right here. See, it makes you shaky. I'm gonna get all in one piece in there. Now, we need to surround it by this dense material. Now I always say, get in like you're gonna kiss it. Whew. Now I'd like to say it's as easy as that, but it took years of practice for me to be able to make a hand drill fire this quickly. Now, of course, I'm not injured. It's not raining. I'm not malnourished or severely dehydrated. So I'm standing in this bush because I'm looking for a good hand drill. Very straight and dead, but hard and not rotten. And for the size, what I recommend for people trying the hand drill for the first time is to get something about the length and thickness of what you would think of as an arrow shaft. Now, this is a local material known as mule fat, but you can use just about any wood. Just make sure it's hard, straight, about arrow length and width and diameter, and won't break very easily. We don't want anything rotten. And of course, we don't want any oblong sides or flat edges. We want it to be a nice round branch. So here I can just snap this off at the bottom. Now I'll work on this hand drill. Now for my hand drill here, I want to go ahead and again slice here, slice and angle. I want to flatten out the bottom for friction, so it can sit in the pilot hole I make for it and spin well. And I can just angle these edges in a little bit, not make a point, but angle them in a little bit so they sit in the pilot hole properly. And once I get my pilot hole all see how it sits there. Just gonna kind of work that a little bit to round the edges and see where I want it. Now for our baseboard here, for our fireboard, we're going to be using palm wood. So for this section, we're going to show you what part of the palm tree to use and how to process it. Now I know this doesn't grow everywhere, so if you're looking for something local, look for something pretty darn soft and very, very dry. So if you look around under tall palm trees like this, you may find the old discarded fruiting branches. So this is a lot different, of course, than the branches that form the leaves. And every palm that does this, everyone that makes a fairly small date, you can find these branches and they're the best friction fire boards that you can imagine. Be it hand drill or bow drill, they perform exceptionally. They have a beautiful, beautiful color as well. And of course, these fibers are great rope, cordage, and fire tinder. So now I can trim these to great friction fire materials. So I'm gonna form my palm board into a good friction fire board here. So we want it less than an inch thick and at least a ½ inch thick. So we're gonna eyeball this, so just do your best. I want a nice flat top for my drill to sit in and a clean edge for my notch to come off of. So that seems like a good thickness for me. Flat bottom, flat top, so it can sit well, so I can get my drill in there nicely. Such an easy material to work with. It's just that simple. So I'm gonna create a little pilot hole. You can go ahead and mark your drill on there, but I'm kind of used to it. So I'm gonna make a little circle here with the tip. See the way my knife goes in here? I'm starting a pilot hole. So when I put my drill on this board, it doesn't just fly all over. It has a little divot to sit in. Now I want this pretty much equal to the size of the drill. I didn't just put my knife in and dig and dig and dig and go through the board that way. Kind of just paired out, round in a circle. See, knife in, turn, knife in, turn. So now that I have my pilot hole, and you see that's in a ways, I have plenty of room for my notch. I'm gonna go ahead and do what's called the burnout. I'm just gonna go ahead and get the stick turning in there a little bit. Let's see how it reacts. Okay, so that went in there pretty good. That lets me know it's time to carve my notch. The notch catches the ember where the coal forms. This notch is really important, so we want to get it right. We want it to be about a ½ inch long, and it should go into the pilot hole a little bit, into the pilot hole. At the mouth where it opens up there, where it exits the board, it should be as wide as the pilot hole itself. Then it tapers down to a point a good quarter of the way into the pilot hole. So what happens here is as we drill, the dust gets forced into that notch where it heats up and becomes an ember. If it's not wide enough, the dust will build up around the drill, not go in the notch, and you won't get an ember. If it's too narrow, it won't get enough oxygen and it won't ignite. So those dimensions are really, really important. Now let's talk about gathering friction fire tinder. So what caught my attention here is the type of bark on this tree. Now it doesn't matter what type of tree or what type of brush it is, it's the material properties we're after. We're looking for something here that can hold an ember, that we can put that in and it will grow and grow and grow and produce a flame. So what I see here is this bark. I'm going to show this here. I'm going to peel this out. See how this just peels away from the tree? Now watch. When I squeeze this, see, it doesn't crumble like a potato chip. It shreds, kind of like hair. There's a lot of trees and brush that do this. Just about anything in the cedar family and our junipers, a lot of sagebrush, they all do this. Some eucalyptus and gum trees. You can find this type of bark all over the world. So I'm going to gather a big nest of this, a big bundle of this bark to use for our friction fires. So when we process our tinder bundle, it's important that we break down our fibers fairly fine so they ignite easily. Think about trying to light the middle of a piece of paper on fire versus some paper shreds. Once we have it very fine like this, it's very important to compact it. I want to get this as dense as possible. So almost like a dreadlock. So I'm going to form this into a bird's nest shape. And I'm going to be introducing a hot ember here. It's just made from hot ash. So if there's too big of an empty space, if it's just loose like this, then the ember can hit these empty spaces and just hit air and go out. So with a bundle like this, it's very compact. The ember will just grow and grow and grow, and I'll blow on it to provide the oxygen. Okay, so here's the technique. Now I'm using what I refer to as the long stick technique. It gives me ability to plant my weight on there and lean hard, and gives me a lot of strokes before my hand gets to the bottom. I really like this technique, especially for beginners. So here's how it works. So to get this spinning, I'm gonna put this just below this ridge on the palm here, and then I'm gonna start right about here with these fingers, and then I want to squeeze tight, and I want that to go all the way. Look how far that travels across the hand. Okay, now I'm going to talk you through this. Speed and pressure are our friends. So we're going to be squeezing the drill really hard and leaning down on it. We kind of want to use our body weight to press down on the stick, like we're trying to lift ourselves up with the stick. We want to go as fast as we can here. Go, go, go. Try and use the whole stick. So as your hands slide down, try and go from top to bottom so you can get the most rotations without stopping. To keep the stops and resets as short as possible, what you want to do is when you get to the bottom of the stick, grab the stick with one hand, slide the other hand to the top, grab at the top firmly, then slide the other hand up, and go ahead and keep your strokes going. That'll help you not drop the stick and lose your momentum and heat. Now, you're not going to have an ember until the notch is full. So we're going to get the notch full, going to get some good smoke on it. Then we're going to check for an ember. We're going to blow gently because it's just us. We don't want to blow the dust away. If you blow on it and you get more and more smoke, then you have an ember. If you blow on it and the smoke just goes away, then you need to keep trying. And remember, you're not going to have an ember until the notch is full. So don't take the dust out to check for an ember. Don't take it out until you know you have a solid burning ember. Be really careful when dumping it in to the tinder bundle. We want it to stay in one piece. And again, like we talked about in the tinder bundle section, we want that tinder bundle really, really dense so it doesn't hit any air pockets. We produce the air by blowing on it. We give it the air. We feed it the air. We want a constant contact with fuel to expand the ember to grow into flame. It can get smoky as you blow on it, of course, so get in real close and try and take the longest breaths you can. Take the longest breaths you can so you can really stay in there on it. Don't let it skunk out on you, and just turn your face away when you get that smoke, okay? You can extend the bundle away from you, turn your head away when you're taking in the breath, and pull it back into toward your face when you're blowing out to get that fire. Now, if everything comes together and you follow these directions really precisely, you should be getting open flame. And that, my friends, is the hand drill friction fire. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.